Today on MUFC Pulse, we'll dive into some incredibly intriguing news. Galatasaray secure a discount on Ugarte, and Casemiro responds to Ederson transfer. For more on this story, check out the video. We also have some equally exciting football news coming up, so stay tuned until the end to catch it all. Welcome to MUFC Pulse. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell for more updates. Man United ready to slash price for Ugarte as Galatasaray circle in. Galatasaray are among the front-runners to snap up Manchester United midfielder Manuel Ugarte for a cut-price fee during the summer transfer window. The Red Devils signed the Uruguayan from Paris Saint-Germain for £42 million upfront 2 years ago, and he was widely tipped to replace Casemiro as the first-choice holding midfielder. Ugarte made a real name for himself during his time at Sporting CP. He was a brilliant ball-winning midfielder and also caught the eye with his distribution and duel-winning ability. However, he has struggled to replicate that form on a grander stage. He was a bit-part player at PSG before his exit and has occupied a similar role with the Red Devils over the last year. Casemiro was absent for the final Premier League matchday against Brighton last weekend, but Ugarte was still left kicking his heels on the bench as Mason Mount partnered Manu in central midfield. This is a clear indication that he is deemed surplus to requirements. The decision to leave him on the bench by manager Michael Carrick was probably made to avoid any potential injury ahead of his summer departure. Man United intend to cut their losses on the 25-year-old this summer, and it is reported that Turkish champions Galatasaray are among the leading candidates to recruit him. It has been reported that United could sell Ugarte for just £24 million. However, the hierarchy should look to secure at least £6 million more in the form of add-ons, given Ugarte has the prime of his career ahead of him. Casemiro speaks out on Manchester United signing Ederson. Manchester United's pursuit of Atalanta as holding midfielder, Ederson, has entered the final stretch and is reported to be just a step away from being official. The Old Trafford brass are understood to be wrapping up final negotiations with Atalanta for a transfer package worth £38 million, structured as a £35 million upfront cash fee with an additional £3 million in performance-related add-ons. An official announcement confirming the done deal is expected as early as this weekend, given that the player has already agreed personal terms and prioritized a move to the Theatre of Dreams after long-term suitors Atletico Madrid pulled out of the race. The 26-year-old Brazilian's impending switch was further signaled by Atalanta boss Rafael Palladino's decision to drop him from the squad for their final fixture against Fiorentina. Palladino confirmed that Ederson'S omission was a mutual decision to ensure a smooth transfer process with the Premier League giants. For Manchester United, bringing in Ederson is seen as a strategic move to overhaul their engine room, casting him as the long-term successor to the departing Casemiro, whilst also filling the void left by Manuel Ugarte, who has been put up for sale. This piece of business is regarded as a highly sensible option both tactically and financially, especially after United found it difficult to pursue other targets like Carlos Baleba or Mateus Fernandes, who were slapped with astronomical price tags. Tactically, Ederson's arrival at Old Trafford is predicted to inject a dynamic new dimension into Manchester United's midfield. The Brazilian is renowned for his superb physical attributes, sharp interceptions, and a high work rate that allows him to cover every blade of grass. These characteristics are sorely needed to address the vulnerabilities left by Casemiro, who in recent seasons has often looked exposed during the opposition's quick transitions. With Ederson's ability to break up play and efficiently distribute the ball from the back, the Red Devils' hierarchy are optimistic that their defensive stability will improve drastically. On the flip side, successfully securing Ederson with a structured bonus package represents a massive win for United's new, far more pragmatic recruitment strategy. The £38 million figure is viewed as a highly astute investment in the modern transfer market, particularly when rival clubs are forced to cough up nearly 9 figures for players with a similar profile. This success also highlights solid negotiating skills from the club's board, who moved quickly to lock down the deal by capitalizing on Atletico Madrid's withdrawal without getting bogged down in a protracted transfer saga. At this present moment, the primary focus for the Manchester United hierarchy is to fast-track the paperwork and medical checks so that the midfielder can link up with the squad early for pre-season training. Ederson's arrival is expected to trigger a positive domino effect, giving the squad a moral lift while sending an ambitious signal to their Premier League rivals. If all the documentation is sorted in time, the Old Trafford faithful likely won't have to wait long to see their new midfield anchor donning the famous red shirt this coming weekend. Meanwhile, Casemiro welcomed the news of Ederson's impending transfer to Manchester United, offering a highly positive response. According to the veteran midfielder, this move will be an excellent step for the Red Devils, who are always in need of top-quality reinforcement. Casemiro lauded Ederson as an exceptional player who has proven his pedigree in Italy with Atalanta through a combination of physical power, hard graft, and a never-say-die mentality. Although the Premier League is notorious for being a ruthless competition that demands immense physical stamina and pace, Casemiro is optimistic that his compatriot possesses all the tools required to conquer English football. He firmly believes that Ederson's hunger for success fits the exact profile that a club of Manchester United's stature always looks for. For Ederson himself, such moral support from a senior figure and role model in the Brazilian national setup is undoubtedly a massive boost of extra motivation as he looks ahead to the next chapter of his career. Stepping into the shoes of, let alone replacing, an iconic figure like Casemiro at Old Trafford is certainly no light burden and carries the potential for massive pressure. However, backed by a string of consistently impressive performances for Atalanta and glowing testimonies from within the camp, Ederson is deemed to possess the necessary tactical and mental maturity. The Old Trafford faithful now hold high expectations, and Ederson is considered well and truly ready to rise to the challenge and prove he is worthy of becoming the future linchpin of Manchester United's midfield. Man United's next midfield target. Manchester United look dead set on wasting no time whatsoever in rebuilding their squad ahead of next season. Having already pulled off a massive coup by securing the signature of Atalanta's Ederson, the Red Devils have immediately shifted their focus to their next marquee target. Under the stewardship of their newly appointed gaffer, Michael Carrick, the Old Trafford board are reported to be firing on all cylinders in the transfer market. Carrick, who knows the midfield inside out from his days as a legendary deep-lying playmaker for the club, is determined to ensure that this crucial department boasts proper depth and top-tier quality. The prime target now firmly on Manchester United's radar is Newcastle United's midfield talisman, Sandro Tonali. The Italy international is highly regarded as the perfect fit for the tactical vision Carrick wants to implement at Old Trafford. United's aggressive pursuit of Tonali comes with good reason. The club are currently bracing themselves for a major transition amid rife speculation that veteran midfielder Casemiro is set to pack his bags for a new chapter in the MLS. Casemiro's departure would undoubtedly leave a massive void in the Red Devils' engine room, both in terms of sheer quality and on-pitch leadership. Consequently, snapping up a player of Sandro Tonali's caliber is seen as the ideal long-term solution to keep the side steady. In a major boost to United's ambitions, the sentiment is fully shared by the player himself. According to regular dispatches from leading Italian media outlets, United are claimed to have already agreed personal terms in principle with the former Milan ace. While this personal agreement sends a strong signal that Sandro Tonali is incredibly keen on a move to Old Trafford to bolster United's midfield options, the path to finalizing this double swoop still faces a major roadblock, specifically regarding club-to-club negotiations. Talks have reportedly hit a stalemate due to a significant difference in how each club valuations the player. Newcastle United are digging their heels in, slapping a hefty £86 million price tag on their prized asset. Manchester United, on the other hand, have so far only shown a willingness to table a £70 million bid, leaving a £16 million gulf that both parties need to bridge. Despite the gap in valuation, there remains plenty of optimism around Old Trafford that a deal will be struck before the transfer window slams shut. This is largely down to Newcastle United's own internal predicament. The Magpies find themselves in a tight spot financially after failing to qualify for European football and slumping to a 12th place finish in the table, which could force their hand into offloading a star player to balance the books. Beyond Newcastle's financial tightrope, Michael Carrick is said to be playing a pivotal role in convincing Sandro Tonali to make the switch to the theatre of dreams. Word is that Carrick has personally held verbal chats with the midfielder to lay out his tactical blueprint, in which Tonali would be deployed as the main conductor pulling the strings alongside Ederson. The combination of Carrick's footballing vision and the prospect of a brand new midfield pairing has proven a massive draw for Tonali, who is reportedly relishing the challenge of restoring Manchester United to their former glory whilst proving his mettle on the biggest Premier League stage after a bumpy ride at St James Park. The ball is now firmly in the court of both club boards to find common ground before deadline day. Manchester United are reportedly putting together a fresh package that includes various performance-related add-ons to chip away at that £16 million deficit without falling foul of the league's profit and sustainability rules. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comment your opinion.